YouTubers, welcome again to another video from Tech World Vlogs and Tesla. Basically a recap from our last event from Apple, the WWDC 2021 event on June 7th. What a fascinating event. There was so much stuff. I'm still trying to get my head around all this stuff that's coming out from Apple. So this event was basically focused on software. There was no new hardware that was announced at this event, but it did give us some sneak preview on what's coming up from Apple for 2021. But I wanted to pick 10 things that I thought would be pretty much my favorite things I'm looking forward to. The other stuff are there, I might not use it, but these 10 things I could see myself taking full advantage of. So guys, the first thing that I found very exciting was the iOS 15, which is a big improvement from iOS 14. And iOS 15 is actually going to have a lot of enhancement. FaceTime now is going to have the ability to have group chats, as well as the ability to have portrait mode, so you're gonna have a really nice view in the FaceTime. If you guys are familiar with the Apple portrait mode, it actually bokehs the background so you're in focus, and now that's gonna be the same thing on FaceTime video call, which is exciting. FaceTime is also gonna have voice isolation, which means basically it just isolates your voice and eliminates the background noise, so that way you can get clearer audio. FaceTime is also going to have Face Link, which is the ability to share a link and schedule video calls with folks. So like, for example, if you have, let's say, an elderly person that you're training to use some iPad or whatever, you can actually share that link. They could open it, and then you can do tutorials, you can do training, you can do classes via just that one link. Okay guys, so the second feature that I'm really excited about that Apple announced on the WWDC event was Shareplay. And Shareplay basically allows users to listen to the same audio or look at the same video in a group setting. So basically, instead of going over to someone, you can basically have that person and you look at a live video from, let's say, the NBA game, or let's say from Disney. You can watch it together and you can have those group interaction while doing it virtually. So the third really exciting feature from the Apple event is easy way to read your notifications. So now our notifications can be grouped. You can actually skim through it. It's not gonna be cluttered up on your screen. You wake up, you're gonna have a ton of notification. The notification is now gonna go through a secondary filter, so you can actually look at the notification that you care about. You don't have to spend too much time going through that rabbit hole of notification. It's also gonna eliminate a lot of distraction. Now we can have notification group into a focus mode or a work mode, where in a focus mode you can just focus on what you're doing and you don't get distracted notification from other folks that you don't really want to. Or you can select work mode, where you can just get notification from your work colleague. So the fourth exciting feature that Apple announced is a new look to Maps. Maps, I sort of have a love-hate relationship with Maps. Sometimes I like it, the Apple Maps, and sometimes I don't. I gotta say, the Apple Maps is one of the most beautiful map available. It's more good looking than Google Maps, but sometimes less accurate in terms of the traffic notification or traffic or collision notification. It doesn't provide that feedback with Apple Maps. However, with the new look on Apple Maps, you're gonna get more AR technology that's built into Apple Maps. So in case you're ever lost, you can scan a building using the LiDAR camera on your phone, and it'll actually tell you where you're located. And thirdly, they added a lot of landmarks, so you can basically navigate easily around the city and be able to travel and tour where you really want to go by looking at the landmarks. And it's beautiful. I mean, we have elevations, we have a lot more colors, we have a lot more vegetation. It looks very natural. It almost looks very real. So the fifth thing that I'm really excited that Apple announced, that I didn't really think would be that useful, but then the more I thought about it, I could see a lot of use for it, is live text. So live text gives you the ability to take a photo of, let's say, a whiteboard and translate the text that's on the whiteboard into a searchable or a content that you can paste and share. That's the beauty about the live text. But then as I looked at the video a little bit more, it actually takes text out of a video. So let's say if you have an older photo, you're able to take the text out of that photo and share it or translate it. And this is useful, let's say if you're traveling in a foreign country with a foreign language, you can take a photo of that text, and then you're able to put it into translate and translate what it is and what it means, so that way you can navigate a lot easier. The sixth exciting feature that Apple announced is that Siri is now available on third-party products, meaning that you no longer have to rely on just Apple device or Apple ecosystem to access Siri. Now Siri is going to be integrated into speakers for non-Apple product or watches for non-Apple product. Basically any third-party product, now Siri has that ability. The seventh exciting feature that Apple announced is sort of a love-hate relationship. I really love Pixar. Sort of had my problems with it at the beginning, like most things when you first get it. At the beginning it was a little glitchy, but as I've been using for the last 1 to 2 years, I believe, I can't remember when it was released, Pixar has become so intuitive. New operating system, Monterey, that's gonna be released soon, and I'm excited to see what Monterey is gonna look like and how that productivity experience is gonna be on Monterey. The bar is pretty high with Pixar. I don't think there's anyone now that could complain about Pixar and the experience on Pixar. But we just hope to see what Monterey is gonna bring. I know it's gonna bring a lot more universal experience, meaning more integration with Apple Watch, Apple phones, as well as the iPad, and taking advantage of the M1 processor. When Big Sur was released, Apple had not transitioned fully to Silicon M1, but now that Apple is pretty much fully transitioned to Silicon M1, I think Monterey is going to take that to a whole different level and make it faster. We're going to see a lot more productivity from Monterey. Seventh exciting thing that Apple launched is Apple Safari changes. So Safari now is going to be more floating display. The tabs are actually going to be grouped into categories. So if you if you have a lot of browsers open up in Safari for travel, you'll have all the travel browsers grouped, and if you have food, you'll have all the food tabs grouped together, so you'll be able to access them a lot more seamless, and it's all organized. The tabs look like they're floating on the on the address bar, and when you scroll up, everything disappears, so it makes it a nice immersive reading when you're using Safari. So I'm excited with the changes that's coming to Safari. Eighth thing that I'm excited for release from Apple WWDC event is the Apple wallet. So the Apple wallet is going through a transformational change. The Apple wallet now will have the ability to add driver's license. I know they mentioned it's only available in the US, but I'm sure with time it'll come to different countries. But now you're able to actually scan your driver's license in the Apple phone or iPad, and once you scan it, it creates a digital copy of that ID badge or driver's license, so you can store it in Apple Wallet. Apple Wallet is already very secure. I have an Apple card, and the way it's secure and encrypted is just peace of mind. And now adding the digital identity to Apple Wallet, I think is just the next transition for Apple Wallet, the blockchain technology to make these digital identity more accessible. So when you're traveling, I think in the future you might not need a passport to travel. You might just need to scan your Apple Wallet ID, and you'll be able to get through TSA. And that's really where the future is going towards. So lastly, the 10th thing that I find really exciting from the Apple WWDC event 2021 is creating a digital legacy account. Or basically what that means is, and I hate to sort of put this as the last thing that I'm excited about, but it is very personal to me because I experienced it before. So basically, a digital legacy allows users to create a legacy contact. So if let's say for myself, I could create a legacy contact for let's say my wife or my sister. So in case something happens to me and I no longer exist, they will have access to my account, and they could do whatever they want with the data on the account. iCloud Plus accounts allows you to have a trusted person to retrieve your iCloud account in case, let's say, you pass away. That trusted person that you add can go in and retrieve your iCloud information, so that way your information can live on and it doesn't stop with the end of you. So a very sad note to leave on, but those are the 10 things I'm really excited about from the Apple event. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, share this video, like this video, and leave a comment on what you think the Apple transition is going to be